me in my eyes and says, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm with two 16-year-olds. I'm like, bro, what?
Norton, pause. You're saying that FaZe Temper is, which that is who he's talking about in the clip.
I'm the furthest thing from what you called me.
Just own up to it.
The FaZe Clan, they were once the kings of the gaming world. Today, they're in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. During a Twitch stream, FaZe Rain looked into the camera and dropped a sentence that was shocking enough to make everyone's stomach turn. Imagine your closest friend looking you dead in the eye and saying that. What would you do in that moment? Would you turn your back on him, or would you do something more? I'm Snorf. I don't expose shiny facades. I tear open rotten truths. And this is yet another moment where FaZe Clan hits rock bottom. The warning signs of this explosion had started years ago. FaZe's shares had already tanked, and while everything looked normal from the outside, flames were rising on the inside. Members walked away one by one, and $1 million empire turned into a civil war. The founders, Rain, Banks, Temper, they were once like brothers, but now it's a volcanic eruption on live camera. Things escalated so far that they started accusing each other publicly. And Rain's latest claim, the final blow to FaZe's already crumbling tower, only made things worse.
I swear to God, I put myself under the bus instead of them. I wasn't even pushed out. I left. There's a involved too, bro. I don't give a if I get sued. I could give a I always stand up for what's right. That was the final straw, bro.
I'm gonna say in this video is Rain is not talking about me. There, I got it out. But yeah, I'm getting spammed in my mentions right now on Twitter, asking if I'm being accused that I'm being tagged in this clip from FaZe Rain on Fearbuck, talking about there's a FaZe.
Rain exploded on stream. There's a P word inside FaZe. I left because I didn't want to stay silent. He didn't name names. Twitter went up in flames. Everyone was guessing, pointing fingers. And who do you think the accusations landed on? FaZe Banks, of course. To take the heat off himself, Banks quickly uploaded a video and said, under pressure, Rain isn't talking about me. But he didn't stop there. He immediately shifted the blame to someone else, FaZe Temper.
Call him. He's like, Banks, don't play dumb. We talked about this before. I'm like, Norton, pause. You're saying that FaZe Temper is a, which that is who he's talking about in the clip. And there's a story and we're gonna get into it. Tommy's first initial knee-jerk reaction to all was, what the are you talking about? Norton, no, this is not what the conversation was like. You're misremembering, you're misinterpreting. Obviously, Rain is coming back, standing firm on the fact that, no, you did say this. I do believe that you did this, whatever. And there's a conversation that happened between Norton and FaZe Temper years ago. It's obviously a very heavy accusation. I mean, Rain's talking about making videos, Rain's talking about this, and nobody's telling him not to. I mean, obviously, Tommy's like, bro, this isn't true. You're gonna ruin my life. The ramifications, rather, this has on his life, it's life-shattering.
According to Rain, Temper looked him dead in the eyes and said, I was with 16-year-olds. Banks' version? No. One was 17, the other was just there. Temper's version. Yes, I was with someone, but she was 17, and I only found out her age the next day. This whole conversation was nauseating. No matter which version you believe, there's still an underage girl involved. So here's the question. If he really didn't know, why didn't he say it right then? Why wait months to come out with, I didn't know? Do you think all of this was already known inside FaZe? Was everyone just holding dirt on each other, waiting for the right time to throw it? These contradictions pushed FaZe Clan to the breaking point.
Looked me in my eyes and said, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I had two 16-year-olds verbatim. And I said, please tell me you were 17 at latest. He said, nah, bro, it was last year. So that would have been 2022, 2021.
But what you just said, that's what you just said. I'm not in the car. We agree on that. I don't know exactly how this conversation goes.
Yes, but I brought it up on the call.
Hold on, please, just let me get this point on.
He proceeded to say, if I said I had a with two 16-year-olds, I said it to be cool, verbatim. It was a 17-year-old and the other one watched.
I don't know how that's
And then
cool.
he started bringing, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you that's the most cancelable, horrible thing, and I would never have your back as a friend, and you tell me that to act like it's cool? What I'm saying is he did admit it. And then he said, bro, if this comes out, I'm going to kill myself. That is what he said. He didn't say if this accusation, because if he didn't do it, he'd stand on that 10 toes. You could make up whatever rumor you want about me. I'm not going to kill myself over a fake rumor.
That's heavy. He did say that. So again, and me and you talked about this privately again.
You called me after, yes.
I didn't say don't do anything. I just, obviously this is
heavy.
You
This
said
kid
this,
literally just
and I
told us-
remember verbatim what you said too. You said, out of all the years I've known Tommy, he's never said anything like this. He's never said he'd
Which is
kill
true.
himself. Yes.
Facts or not.
Rain's most serious claim was this. Temper told him, if this comes out, I'm going to kill myself. Stop and think. Would an innocent person really react like that? Or is there something he's actually hiding? That single answer could determine FaZe's future.
The fact that I'm even having to respond to this, that my name is in the same breath as the word, is so sick, twisted, and insane. Brother, I have known you since you were 14 years old. You know the type of person I am. I am not what you called me. All I care about is my family, bro. Like, my biggest concern is my family. Now my kid has to grow up and see this, then see that his father is in the same, that my name is in the same light as what you just called me.
Finally, Temper stepped in front of the camera. Instead of defending himself, he played the family card. I live for my family. My kid will see this. Classic. Every time the dirt comes out, they act like the victim. Rain fired back instantly. This isn't blackmail. You told me this yourself, and I kept quiet, but I won't keep quiet anymore. Trying to gain sympathy instead of telling the truth? That doesn't fly. Would you believe this defense if you were in his shoes?
To this club that's 21 plus. We're all face, and I end up going back with these girls to my hotel room. I slept with one of them, and I found out after that this girl was 17.
At this point, we've got 3 different stories.
2 16-year-old girls.
One was 17, the other just watched. Yes, 17, but I didn't know. And the common thread between all 3, FaZe's name is no longer tied to gaming glory. It's tied to dark scandals.
This girl was 17.
Then why wouldn't you tell me that, bro? You never told me you didn't know. You know, if that was the case, I would have your back to that, bro. You know that. You know that if you said like, bro, I did that, but I didn't know. They told me they were 21. They told me they were 22. I had no idea. Like, listen, I'm glad he's taking like admitting it, but I just don't believe he knew after, because he would have said that. He had 2 opportunities to say that when he told me first off and when we had that call. He didn't say it on the call. He didn't say it in the original part. He would have said it again and be like, bro, but I didn't know. Like, if he kept pushing that point, I didn't know, you know, I wouldn't do that.
I'm being a better
I just feel like he's saying it now because he knows it kind of gets him out of it. And I'm just being real. Like, that's just what it feels like, because he would have said.
FaZe Clan was once a dream that united millions of young people. Now what's left? Contradictions, accusations, and rotten truths. Looking at this from the angle where the light hits, I don't buy any of it. I'm sure there are other truths still buried, and one way or another, we'll all witness them when they come out. I'm Snorf. I don't shine a light on the shiny facades. I tear open the rotten truths. And FaZe Clan's facade is now completely shattered.